Hi, I'm Stuart Gorsky, the Director of the Gardena Disaster Communication Service, and I'm at City Hall here with the Mayor of the City of Gardena, Honorable Tasha Cerda. Hi, Tasha.
Hi.
So I'm here to talk to you a little bit about emergency services. Actually, the Mayor is going to talk about emergency services. I am the Director for Gardena DCS, and we serve under Chief Medrano, Deputy Chief Thomas King, and then we have the Disaster Services Coordinator, Lieutenant Vince Osorio from the Police Department.
Yes.
So our, at least in Gardena DCS, our mission is to support the city if there's a big earthquake, a big disaster. We are a citizen-based group, and we will report back to the Emergency Operations Center if there's fires, if there's gas main leaks, that kind of stuff. That's what our job is to do. But we also have the CERT organization, the
Community Emergency Response Team.
right, and that's taught by,
That's taught by LA County Fire Department.
and I think it's along with our local president for the Gardena CERT is
Yes, Jose Hernandez.
That's correct.
Yes, yes.
And the mayor has taken the CERT classes, and tell us about your experiences. What did you learn?
Oh my goodness, it was so enlightening there. There were basic things I learned as far as maybe if there's children that are with you, that it's a good idea that, let's just say in an emergency you get separated from the kids. It's a good idea to take a piece of paper and write their name on it and possibly pin it to them. Now, maybe you have a Sharpie, maybe you don't have paper. You can even write their name on their arm. So for some reason, in the event that the rescue is happening very quickly, maybe LA County Fire Department may take the adults one way and the kids might end up getting taken by FEMA another direction. To have as much information on that child as possible is okay. Also, being able to take down some notes to sit here and say, well, child A was with me, child B was with me. I believe they were taken to FEMA, so that when the parents come along then, they can at least say, well, Tasha Cerda was with them, and she knows for a fact that they were taken to FEMA when you're trying to reunite families back together. So that was one of the things that really stuck out to me, because there are going to be people who are lost. Not only that, but our elderly people. You know, if their families are trying to find them as well, it's a good idea to be able to jot down this information. And for myself, I keep a notepad in the car now as well, because I'm on the go all the time. So for me, if an emergency was going to happen, it's probably for me going to happen away from home. So my car is stocked and ready for that.
Now, when you took the CERT class, they taught you, you actually put out a fire, right?
Yes, we did. So we were trained as far as how to put out a fire. We were also trained kind of with a buddy system as well. So we weren't just running into a situation. We were assessing this as well. And, you know, when you have a buddy system, when you're working with something like a fire, when you're working with structures that, you know, you're not for sure if it's good to go in there, you kind of have to go around and evaluate the situation first before you just run into it. So that kind of extra training made a big difference, because you can make the situation worse than what it is. And that's one of the things that you want to avoid.
Now, they taught you a little bit about medical stuff?
Yes, they taught us some very basic medical information, and it's probably what's going to make a big difference as far as helping the firemen out. So basic things where people are injured, maybe small cuts, if it's like a broken leg, you know, just how to keep it straight and, just brace it. But then the more serious situations where somebody's in shock, or where there's a gash and maybe it's near a major vein or artery, to just do some very, very basic first aid, and then also how to tag people. So if you're like a 1 or 2, or I believe it was in colors as well. So you have everybody separated. So the first group of people are those who aren't injured as bad, then there's a second group that minor injuries, and then third, and it goes on. And then unfortunately you even also have you're taught how to keep the morgue section separate away as well too. So that way it makes it a lot easier when you have emergency personnel come in. They can deal with those who are more critically injured, and then the other those who are less injured are things that we can take care of. And the other side of it as well too is you can also kind of incorporate some of your other rescuers to kind of sit with those people and help keep them calm, because it's going to be a very scary situation in the event of a major incident. Most likely we won't have lights. So if it's nighttime, it'll be dark. So people are very nervous. So sometimes just the difference of having somebody who's not hurt just sit there and hold their hand and just talk to them and keep them calm. All those sort of things can make a huge impact on the
Right.
situation.
I personal note, I really like doing the search and rescue training. So now they taught us, Jose from CERT and Cindy and the rest of the gang, they teach us how to be more prepared at home by stocking food for what, 6 days?
Yes, 6 to 7 days, that's
Six-
correct.
And we have water, we have food, extra batteries,
Yes.
clothing.
Clothing. There are a lot of things that, you may not think about. So, for instance, Stuart, for yourself, you may want to have a spare set of glasses off to the side. Or what I have next to my bed is I have a pair of tennis shoes and I have a hard hat. So a lot of times here in California, it seems like we always have our earthquakes around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So I know exactly where this is at. I have a bag that has a flashlight, I have a hard hat, and I have shoes that I can pull on really quickly. So this is something I can grab 10 seconds. The bag is right there. I put it on because if it starts shaking, if there's glass breaking, things falling over, I need to be able to move very quickly. I also have a pair of gloves in there as well. When an incident happens, that's not the time to think, where are my gloves at? Where's the flashlight at? You need to always have that ready. So for me, that was a big deal. Once I know that I'm secure, then I can go around and check on my family and then possibly my neighbors.
So the training is free, isn't it?
Yes, that's the best part of it. So the training is free, but the other side of it too is that, you really get a sense of working with people in your community. For instance, I took it with some of my neighbors. And so it really opened our eyes to go, okay, you know what? We have some problem spots in our community right here within our block, and we really need to look at this now before it's too late. The other side is, just that sense of community that, we can ask questions to. And I think for myself, it brought my neighbors and myself even closer. And so that was very good for me. And I feel like I have a better understanding of what our fire department does. We also had our police officers there, understanding better too that if we're stuck in a situation like that and the police just drive by, I understand that the reason they're driving by is because they're trying to assess where's the worst situation first. If you guys look like you're okay, it's not that we're ignoring you. We just have to kind of assess everywhere first before we come in. So hearing that perspective from LA County Fire Department, also hearing it from the Gardena police officers, that helped me. And it may not even be Gardena police. It could be sheriff, because we're going to be pulling from everybody in a situation like that.
Right. Okay, well, that's what we can tell you about it. We're certainly not total experts on CERT, but we're trying. Next time we're going to get the local CERT president, Jose Hernandez, in here,
Yes.
and we'll get him to answer a whole bunch of good questions. So if you want to take CERT classes, again, it's normally taught by the LA County Fire Department. The classes are free. You get certification. They give you a backpack with emergency tools, supplies, and it's awesome. And the firemen tell me, he says, it's great if we can help out the community, but it's even important to them that even if we're not able to help the community, maybe we can help our own family, our own friends, and that will free them up to go help others that really need help. So think about taking the CERT class. Our mayor has, and she loves it. I love it. So the information will be up on the screen. LA County Fire teaches at least 3-4 times a year in our area. So thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.